Coming up on Look Today. Well, the 25th annual $1 Million Beach Volleyball Tournament raises money for the Prospect Center in Queensbury. I've got details. And Saratoga Racecourse celebrates Whitney Day. I've got those details. Plus, a 5K color run raises funds for handicap accessible playground. It's all ahead on Look Today. Welcome everyone, I'm Jay Hood Jackson and this is Look Today. Tonight's program, I sit down with Lance Clark. He's a co-director of the Ticonderoga Revitalization Alliance, and he's here to talk about the Alliance's efforts to bring more tourism and business to Ticonderoga. I also sit down with Ann Schneider-Costigan. She's the Deputy Executive Director, Center for Disability Services. And we're joined by Ryan Clark. He's a singer-songwriter, and they're here to talk about the Cause concert coming up this weekend in Lake George. Plus, we've got your weather for the Tri-North counties, but first, these headline stories. Well, in our lead story, the 25th annual volleyball tournament on $1 Million Beach in Lake George saw an impressive rise in popularity. Now, the annual event raises money that goes to benefit the Prospect Center in Queensbury. This year, the tournament had an impressive number of 850 participants. Well, we were at the event, and we spoke to Jared Fishman. He's a returning participant.
Absolutely gorgeous. The scenery, the views, everything around here, you can't beat it right now. Nightlife's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of people go out in town after this as well.
Now, over the past 25 years, the event has raised more than, you ready, $200,000. This year, they reached their goal of raising $30,000. Now, the proceeds go to the Prospect Center in Queensbury. That's an institution that helps individuals with disabilities. Well, we caught up with Ann Costigan. She's the Deputy Executive Director of the Foundation for the Center for Disability Services.
This weekend we held our 25th annual volleyball tournament to benefit Prospect Center, and it was a huge success with 850 players and hundreds of spectators, and we raised over $30,000 for the incredible programs and services at Prospect Center in Queensbury.
Congratulations to Ann and the gang. Now, Whitney Day at the Saratoga Racecourse celebrates and honors Saratoga's most famous philanthropist. An iconic champion of charity in Saratoga, Mary Lou Whitney, is responsible for the start of many institutions within the city. Now, these include National Museum of Dance as well as the Saratoga Performing Arts Center. Well, on top of this, Whitney Stables has bred some of the finest thoroughbred horses, some of which have won major races. Now, we're going to have more updates on the Saratoga Racecourse throughout this month. Switching from news to weather. The weekend saw a surge of hot weather, with many temperatures today remaining in the 90s. Let's see how the week is shaping up. For a more detailed look at our weather, let's head to the Glens Falls Weather Center for a look at your first weather forecast. And back to the news. Well, 100 runners, most of which were kids, ran in the 5K at the Bitar Recreational Park in Moreau. Now, this wasn't just any ordinary fundraiser. This one involves throwing colored chalk dust and spraying colored water at the runners. Now, there's an incentive to run for you. The event raised money for a new handicap-accessible playground at the park. This fundraiser's goal was to raise $3,000 to start off the preliminary work on the playground, and they raised it. Well, we spoke to Sandy Mahoney. She's the Town of Moreau Recreation Director.
Today we're hosting our first ever color run. We're in hopes of raising money for our new universally accessible playground in Spray Yard.
Up next, I sit down with Lance Clark. Tell me that's not a stage name. He's the co-director of the Ticonderoga Revitalization Alliance. He's here to talk about the Alliance's efforts to bring more tourism and business to Ticonderoga. Plus, I also sit down with Ann Schneider-Costigan. She's the Deputy Executive Director of the Center for Disability Services. We're joined by Ryan Clark. He's a singer-songwriter, and they're here to talk about the Concert for a Cause. That's a fundraiser that he's appearing in that's coming up this weekend in Lake George. But first, if you see news happening, you want to share a story idea. How about join us for an interview? Give us a call on the hotline. The number is 798-8000. Well, that's all the time we have for this edition of Look Today. I got a couple of lookouts tonight. First one goes to Jessalyn. Jessalyn was on vacation last week, but she's back. She's in a control room TDing the news tonight. Welcome back, Jessalyn. And the other goes to a bunch of people on a pontoon boat that I saw yesterday. Of course, this needs a little backstory. I'm sitting on my dock in Hague, taking in the sun, just watching the world go by, and I'm watching this pontoon boat come putt, 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 past the dock, and all of a sudden this woman yells over to me, "No TV for you tonight," which was very funny. I don't know who they are, but whoever you are, thank you for buzzing the dock, as they say, and throwing me that message. All right, tonight on Look TV, it's Beyond the Headlines and Tracks, our music show. And don't forget, tune in tomorrow night for the stories that matter to you. Good night, everyone.